I've been thinking about, and having a sales guy who is not professionally sales trained. He just has a knack for it.
Yeah.
One thing we're really discovering is as we grow and we're building relationships and we're trying to do really a different set of work where used to be the fax machine rings so we know what we're going to work on because we got a new piece of paper. But we're trying to go to a different model of we don't even want to look at some of the smaller projects because they take as much setup time, as much management time as the
Yeah.
larger projects do. So that's become a much bigger focus for us of doing larger projects. Our manufacturing facility and our focus is really kind of Midwest between Des Moines and Kansas City,
Yeah.
Omaha. So we've got like this little bubble that we work in, but inside of that bubble, there's not enough of those projects, and so we need to be out developing different relationships and introducing ourselves to new customers,
Yeah.
new potential customers, and that's something that I do not have a knack for in
Yeah.
trying to build new business relationships outside of our market.
For sure, for sure. Well, you know what I love? I love the idea of, so I mean, to maybe recap your challenges, like you have this area that you'd like to reach at, of a certain threshold of a type of project.
Hmm.
You don't want to go under. And you know that there's a lot of opportunities out there between your two facilities. How do you create a community around your ideal customers so that you're in front of them on a continuous basis?
Yeah, and finding who's that other customer that I don't know of that's in a totally different market that right now we don't really focus on serving.
Mm. And how do you find new markets?
How do
How
you
do you
how do you
find,
how do you
yeah,
find that new market and get somebody brand new to trust you, trust that you can do
for sure.
what you say you can, and who can I trust? There's lots of potential customers out there, but they may not
So
fit what we.
the new customer thing is really interesting, because you don't know if it's not absolutely apparent to you, right? Then you almost have to wait for them to see you, right? So it's a quite like they have to see what you do, and they're like, you know what? I think I have an idea. Then they'll reach out. So maybe I'll let me answer the first one, and then hopefully I can come back to that second part. So I like the idea of when what's that called? When a band goes on tour,
Yeah.
right? You ever look at their show schedule, right? They're in one city every other day or every day. They're in a new city,
Yeah.
right? And so I would look at your what are the major markets within between your two markets? Like what are the other whether it's Chicago, whether it's like you know uh, Aurora, or like anything that has a sizable um, commercial industry base demographic, and there's a lot during that between those two cities, right?
Yeah.
And I would put together an RCS tour, like a band, right? And within these tours, I would potentially host them at a networking mixer. They could be either a lunch and learn type thing, or it can be in an evening where there's cocktails and drinks and there's networking. But the idea is that what you want to do is to build community among your ideal customers. A lot of them know who their competitors are, but if you are at the center of all of those conversations, then there's overlap in between, right? So
Yeah.
think about the problems that they currently have that your company solves for them, and then put together a series of events. And you could probably do it over the course of 2 months, and every other day do a tour. You call it the RCS Millwork Tour, and you are going out and you can scrape together a list, get your current customers, They can be your testimonials, and then invite all of your other potential customers there, and then literally deliver value. Show them how they can make more money by working with you. Show them how you can truly transform the relationship. You've been around for a long time. Talk about all that stuff, and then give them an offer right then and there. Is there a project that you have coming up right now that we can plug ourselves into? Like, give them an offer. Maybe it's a discount on their first project, or maybe it's cut some on the materials, right? Or if they provide the materials, you provide, right? Like, think about, or maybe it's you can pop in on their design thing, or maybe you can help on their bid, right? Like, just come from a partnership mindset. And look, if you get one client in each city, it's worth it. If you get half of the amount if you pick 5-6 cities that you do this over the course of 2 months, and you get one client, that's worth it, because you know the repeat on that client is worth a lot. A customer is worth a lot of money to you.
Absolutely. All of our work is pretty much repeat work.
Exactly. So think about that. I would set a budget to it, like 10 grand. And I would put money towards Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, hiring somebody to do outreach and emails and phone calls, and booking people to the venue. I mean, there's the money towards the venue, the food, the drink. Make sure that you have like a good roadshow presentation, videos. Is this pumping you up?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes, man.
Yeah, no. So this is what I would do. So for the second one, finding new, I would almost potentially put out a challenge, right? And then the challenge is like, it's a web page on your web. It's a page on your web page that puts your most unique projects out there, right? And almost have people do like a reverse RFP. And the reverse RFP is, and again, I would probably use LinkedIn for this. And the reverse RFP is, we love our projects, we do great work, and we can basically do anything. Pitch us your wildest idea, and we'll give you a free quote. Like, give us your and then do a search on the most unconventional industries, right? Like, I mean, run ads to the most unconventional industries, right? Like textile and fashion and what else is in, like, biology, like, chemical industry, like, but again, it all goes down to, like, you have this core product, you know who the key decision maker is, and it's usually like the GC, right? So if there's a GC in an unknown industry that doesn't know that you exist because they've been using somebody else in traditionally, you just need to find them and talk to them and show them what you're capable of. And again, put an offer out there. Like, listen, we will work with you to, like, sell your boss on some creative idea. Or, I'm sure you use a lot of sustainable products, right? Like, figure out, like, if there's some new material, right? Like, Google an article and just say, like, unconventional building materials. Just find something like that, right? And then contact them. You see what I'm saying, right? It's it's about thinking completely out of the box, but allowing the world to know that you are capable of doing out of the box work.
Yeah, you're getting me going, because we don't do much on social media. We don't put ourselves out there very much.
Yeah.
And some of that's intentional, because we don't want just anybody contacting us and
sure
eating time with stuff that we just don't do. So it's really a much more targeted marketing, but using unconventional materials, that's definitely right up our alley. We've done a lot of that. We've 3D printed like reception desks before.
That's
Just
amazing.
to solve it's just customers' pain, and
Sure,
huge
sure.
huge cloud looking reception desks that we did just 3D printed because they couldn't find a material that could
They couldn't find the
move.
material, right?
Yeah.
Like there's somebody out there with the values that you want. You just kind of need to know that. So, but I would start with that first one first, and if you want, we can think about the other idea. But like the first one, a road show makes the most sense. Do it in the spring. Find the best brewery, the best locations, and pick 5 to 10 markets. Look to see who has the largest amount of general contractors. Because whatever city has the most amount of general contractors that you don't have a relationship, that means that there's a lot of people eating.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people eating. There's a lot of meat on that bone in that city, right? And so yeah, that's what I would do. Is that helpful?
That's super helpful.
Cool. Awesome, Joe.